Morning, viewers. I've been thinking, and I reckon that when Noi finally gets back here, she's in for a bit of a shock. The reason I say that is when she left, I was a perfectly normal human being that used to sit down and watch the TV and watch such amazing things as Thai soap operas and the news and sport and movies. Oh yes, I used to watch all that kind of stuff. But having been left alone all this time, I must admit that my tastes in television have become slightly more eclectic. And so nowadays I might sit down and watch such things as a bloke trying to tune his radio. I could watch this for hours. Though to be fair, he had just rebuilt it from a mouldy, rusty wreck, which is really the main reason I watch his channel.
I really don't know whether this is going to work or not. Let's put that one in first of all.
Or a bloke trying to fix up a child's toy from the 1970s.
So you can see how it fits inside the machine. Okay, moment of truth.
Although to be fair, this bloke specialises in collecting and restoring vintage hi-fis, communication systems, all sorts of lovely goodies.
Nothing. Yeah, nothing at all. Hello? Maybe it's just a bad connection. Now, on the other side of that wheel, on the outside, is this plastic wheel, and there's a rubber belt which travels over to this wheel, and there's a rubber belt from that wheel down to the motor in the bottom. Now, I'm really not sure whether that LED bulb is bright enough, but we'll test it out. I'll turn the lights down here. We'll try this cartridge, Herbie Rides Again. I'm pretty sure this is one of the ones that I had back in the day. So, let's have a look. Okay, well the positives are that it's working. The negative is that that screen is just way too dark. It's clear that that bulb is not bright enough for this one. Right.
Well, how about a programme on how to make medieval armour? You know it's going to be interesting.
If I strike that, it's just going to bend.
Bend more there.
Right. So what you do is just lift it out.
Gentle waters of the Turkey Brook.
Well, how about a bloke going for a nice walk?
I'll be following this brook, I think, along quite a lot of the walks today. But that isn't the aim of today's walk. So that's where I'm heading, 40 Hall Park. I'm not sure if I'm going to Hadley Wood or not, I think so. So the plan today is to walk a section of the London Loop.
This is John Rogers, and he turns the experience of being locked down in his house into an opportunity to get out, get some exercise and research some history. I admire the guy.
All these will get trimmed down to the correct length at some point. But right now they need to be bolted in.
Or how about a couple of guys building a sailboat in their backyard?
Okay, welcome to the 7th, I think it's the 7th video on these Victor 7 restorations. We're doing 8. I said 7 originally for a 160 and a 5 litre modified noise, but it still doesn't fit properly. I don't really want to mess around too much because they're just mowers and basically it's means to an end type thing, right? I want it to look good. These ones here have got going on.
See what the breadcrumb does. Go from there. The one that we were pulling, wasn't one rolling?
Or we can watch a guy who specialises in rebuilding old cars. He likes Volkswagens, which I hate.
I woke up this morning and I looked out the window and it was snowing, and that is just so exciting because we don't often get it here. So I've got my boots on, I've got my flask of hot chocolate, and I'm going to go down to the river to see what's going on down there. So come along with me and let's go and see how the River Thames is looking with a little bit of snow.
So let's finally go mudlarking on the River Thames with Nicole White of Tideline Art, who I think is an absolute cutie, but that's got nothing to do with it at all.
So, ladies and gentlemen, here we are down on a very cold and blustery foreshore. It's not exactly covered with snow down here, but it is very cold, and there are snowflakes, so it is actually snowing. I don't know if I'm going to find a great deal, because actually it's quite a high, low tide. I'm going to have a look and see what I can find. But I do...
Now, by profession, I was a television engineer, and by that I don't mean I was one of the blokes that came round to your house to fix your telly. I was involved in designing and building television facilities. But nowadays, I must admit, if I watch the TV, it's more likely to be streaming from either Netflix or YouTube. And all of these clips you've seen come from YouTube, and really it's citizens television. You know, these people all do it for a hobby, much as I do, otherwise you wouldn't be watching this, or the two of you out there that are watching it. So yeah, how times have changed, and what a shock Noi is in for when she gets back. In fact, I might end up as my mother would always used to threaten me, by either being taken away or locked up. So I guess I still have that to look forward to. At least if I'm locked up, I shouldn't be catching any COVID. It all depends who I'm locked up with, really, doesn't it? Okay, just thought I'd share that with you. It just shows you how hard up I am for things to make videos about. Anyway, cheers.